All right, team, what's going on? We are officially back. It's July 31st. We are in the heart of training camp for the Bears. We're in the heart of training camp for a fourth grade Warriors Jenkins team as well. I got no clips for you guys on that one, sadly, but I'm pretty fired up. We're going to do a little preview video on Caleb Williams and this Bears offense. We're not really going to address the new players. What I will say is, it sounds like we've got two potential explosive receivers that we add to the mix. But what I want to highlight is where I think we can make progress, where I expect growth. We're going to use the film to back it up. And then, hey, what do we need to fill with some of our departures? So I'm fired up for this one. Guys, I'm excited to be back. I hope you guys watch this, share this, comment. Let me know if you're fired up that we are back. So without further ado, let's jump into the film. All right, team. I can't tell you how fired up I am to be in here watching the film with you guys again. You guys know I love it more than anything. Our first theme that I've got is Colston Loveland. I expect a huge year from the tight end. I think we are going to scheme up way more stuff that looks like this. What I want you guys to see is we got a little short motion, okay? We got a little double right gun, Z short. So what we're doing is we're lining up and we've got our tight end out here. He's detached from the line of scrimmage. Just from a formation perspective, what you would call is you'd call double right shotgun, puts him here, double right gun. We're going to detach him from the formation. So you got a little double right gun. Z travels with the Y. We're going to go double right gun, Z short. And basically what we're going to get to is some sort of Y ship concept where you've got the Y on this short post. But I expect a lot more stuff like this where we're working to get our tight end isolated. I think this is the next, I'm going to rewind it for you guys. I think this is the next growth point in his game where we get creative, we motion, we get these guys chasing, and it gets him an isolated one-on-one matchup. I think that's where we're going to see this offense grow in their tight end usage, is getting him isolated. Look at him win there, creates a big body or just a big target right down in the red zone. Obviously a great ball from Caleb. But to me, this is where I expect the growth. When it comes to his game, I think we'll see a lot more one-on-one opportunities, a lot more tight end backside as an isolated receiver or using motion. This one I want to talk through. Man, I love him in the run action game. Okay, you talk about, hey, how can you really influence defenses? Well, how about we get out here and we get really nasty in some 13 personnel, one back, three tight ends, tight end number one, tight end number two, tight end number three. We're going to sell run. We're going to let DJ here take the roof off, which obviously we have to replace this. But I want you guys to watch this little fluty sail route right here. I want you guys to have eyes on Loveland. Look at this. Look at him working here. Boom. Make it look like run. Gets vertical, runs the sail. Just an unbelievable football from 18. That's some nasty stuff, man. That is some downright nasty stuff. So I really like that. Yeah, look at this. Boom. Great ball skills, great catch. That I expect to see more of too, obviously, where you start going, okay, hey, we're going to get a little bit heavy on you, right? We're going to show you a heavier personnel package, and then we're going to make it look like we're getting heavy to run the ball, and then guess what? Nope, we're getting heavy to give you guys a little run action. But again, I want you guys to watch this, okay? We're motioning to where he's isolated. You got that little bender route, right? Some people call it a bender, glance, bang, whatever you want, where we're going to wrap this guy. I like the idea of, I hear a lot of coaches talk about wrapping to daylight, right? Find daylight, right? It's not an exact post angle. It's not an exact in angle. We're going to wrap to daylight, but I want you guys to watch this route, watch his feel for the game. And then Caleb, obviously, bang, just putting that thing on him. So those are the three things that I just really expect, a lot more isolated for him, a lot more of these feel routes where he's working into space, and then obviously the run action stuff I think is going to be effective. So that's theme number one that I want to address. I think Loveland is going to be a huge piece in this offense, and that is the first theme of this video that I wanted to make sure we talked about. All right, team, a huge thank you to today's sponsor, Hone Health. I got a quick story for you guys, which is a few months ago, I started noticing something was off with me. I'm, as you guys know, I'm a dad of 5. I run my own business. I coach on the field almost every single day. I consistently train in the weight room, and I just didn't feel like I had enough in the tank. I've always been a guy that I felt like, man, I can handle a lot. Well, even the days I was sleeping well, which you guys know as a dad is sometimes tough, but even the days I was sleeping well, I just didn't feel like I had it in the weight room. I didn't feel like I always had my best energy at home with the kids, with the wife. So to me, I'm like, all right, hey, am I getting older or am I just getting busier or is something off? And I decided to use Hone Health. Here's what's really cool. You schedule an appointment at your nearest lab. You get your blood drawn. It checks more than 50 biomarkers. From there, you schedule a video call with a licensed physician who goes through the results with you, and they build a personalized treatment plan based on your results, okay? Your plan can include treatment like TRT, peptides, or supplements. It's all prescribed by a physician based on what you actually need. For me, paying attention to what's actually going on instead of just guessing has made a huge difference in not only the training, not only my presence on the field, not only my energy on the field, but just kind of feeling like myself again. So guys, you know, I'm not a doctor. You guys know that. The doctor spirals, but not a medical doctor. But I'm just giving you guys my experience with Hone. So please go get tested, get treated, and get back to looking and feeling 100%. And you can get your Hone test for just $65, which is very affordable to be like, hey, what do I spend $65 a month on every month? And then you look at it and you go, wow, what if I could feel like myself again for $65? I think it's great. Click the link in the bio, support Hone Health as they are supporting the channel. And without further ado, let's get back to the film. All right, team, here's where I get a little bit sad, okay? Because obviously the elephant in the room is how are we going to replace 2, right? And I'm starting with a play where I feel like it's the most quote unquote unrealistic / hardest piece to replace him, which is when you line him up here in the backfield, right? They're going to run this little spot bullet route, little pick play. This is where I feel like DJ Moore was unique from the standpoint of the amount of times we line him up in the backfield, and then you can either give it to him in the run game, or obviously him in the pass game, plays receiver, not bad either. So that's one piece of it where I go, man, I wonder how, I wonder, hey, is this just out of the playbook, right? Because, hey, not everybody carries everything, right? This go when they had Debo, think Chicago Bears when they had DJ Moore. This could be very unique to that. Or do we say, hey, this is a value add in our playbook, right? Where we can line up, we could go whatever personnel, or, hey, we can put our running back in the slot, whatever it is, right? And if it's a value add, then who replaces it? Obviously, I think leading candidate would be Luther Burden, but I think maybe is he heavy enough in the tail to where you feel good running him? I don't know. What I will say is I'm probably leaning towards, I think we just discard this aspect of the offense, but it is something I wanted to touch on. This to me is where you start seeing, okay, hey, I think we can fill this, which is these, you see this right here, this isolated deep over route, right? He's isolated, he's backside one-on-one. He's working this cross, this deep over route. These are the kind of things where, do I love DJ Moore? Yes, I do. I do. You guys know that. You guys that have watched the channel, you know I do. But do I think we can replace these sorts of routes? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think there's a litany of guys that they can rep at this. And I do think this is a replaceable piece of, this isn't a scratch from the playbook. This is a very replaceable piece of what we've got going on. Okay. Last one I've got here is just, again, a backside isolated glance route. Again, obviously this is the one that we take the flag, but this is where you just go, okay, do we have guys that can line up isolated, will run these glance routes, will run these little bang routes, are tough football play, like that's what you gotta figure out, right? Watch this this is one of those throws though that I tell you what, man, I love what I do like seeing 18 stand in there and just drive this thing, right? Obviously it's tough football from the standpoint of, You get 2 knockout shots on the same play. You get a rough in the pass range. You get that. With that being said, that's what we got to fill. You got to fill that backside guy, okay? Third theme that I want to discuss, okay? I want to discuss Luther Burden, okay? I think it's really important that we talk about Luther Burden and we talk about what can he be to this offense. Okay, we just talked about the need to fill that outside isolated receiver, right? We just talked about it. This is where he's lining up. Outside isolated receiver. We're going to run this big 15-yard Harvey route. Okay, look at this, guys. Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20. Snap it right back down the stem. We're going 20 to 15 here. Boom. Ball's out on time. Catches it. Makes a move. Gets us 5 more. Little physical finish too. Shoot, maybe 9 more. That's big-time stuff. So to me, it's like, okay, hey, we just talked about a need that we have, right? We got to fill that backside isolated receiver. Do we have the guy in the system already to do it? There's a potential here. I do think Luther's got some potential there to where you go, man, maybe we got some of these traits that we can plug in there, okay? I have no idea what they're doing at camp right now. I haven't been able to go. Obviously, I'm in Denver. But what I will say is I like the look of, when I was watching tape, I like the look of what I see Luther doing when he is isolated, okay? We've got Luther Burden here. We got him working in the slot on this deep in. Again, very similar to that cross that you saw DJ run, right? So you guys watch him from the slot here. He's in the orange, right? Watch him on this, get up, work vertical. Watch him just have good natural feel, okay? You see this little, look at this, goes to outside, release him, can't, and then watch him. Avoids contact, gets vertical. Okay, wraps into space. That's very similar to that deep over route where it was like you saw DJ work up vertical, push off, create separation. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for, okay, hey, technically, can we kind of do some similar things? And I do think you're starting to see it where it's like, okay, hey, great feel for a stem, great feel for a work in horizontal, great feel for a bending into space. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that you could kind of look at the tape and go, okay, hey, maybe I see where we're going with this thing. If they do end up putting Luther at that X, right? If they do end up working him backside. And again, they move, first and foremost, they move these guys all over the place, right? They move DJ all over the place. They already moved Luther all over the place. So, like, they're not just playing traditional, hey, here's where our exit, they're not doing that. With that being said, you do obviously want to have, hey, who are we plugging in here on paper? Let me show you guys this, though, okay? So I told you, hey, it's something that I feel like, hey, when we're lining up DJ more in the backfield, what do I feel like is going to happen, right? And we said that, and I said, I feel like we might kill it from the playbook, okay? I'm watching this morning. I'm going through the 300 whatever clips we all broke down last year together as a unit, and then this one pops up, okay? And I want you guys to watch this, and you're going to go, Tim, dummy, he's lined up at receiver. I know, boys and girls, I know. But I want you guys to watch the end of this, okay? So we got this little speed out. We give it to him, right? You start seeing these sorts of cuts, right? And that finish, cut, boom, boom. And you go, is he thick enough in the tail to where maybe we could, if we want to line him up back there and throw some swings to him, do whatever, could we? This was the one clip that kind of jumped off to me, and it looked, just seeing him get vertical, stick his foot in the ground, little cut, man, it looked like inside zone to me. This looks like a little inside zone right here. Get vertical, never mind, boom, And again, is he really finishing with his shoulder pads down and delivering a blow? No, but he played receiver, all right? I don't know if DJ really was, the most physical guy, right? We're not looking for a physical runner. Listen, I don't know. Okay. Last one I got for you guys. And this is something where I feel like I got 2 clips and it's just, we got to touch on it. And I feel like theme number 4, right? You go theme number 4. That was the dumbest way to make a 4 ever. But theme number 4. What does 15 turn into? Okay, I think that's a question we're going to have to figure out, because is this the 15 we get where you get shallow cross, you rip it to him at the 25, and you go, hey, we just ran shallow cross. We gave it to our guy at the 25, and he outran everybody, made one cut, and gets in the end zone. Is that who we're getting? Because if that's the 15 we're getting, you've got to feel good about with all the weapons and everything that we've got going on. You got to feel like, you know what? We might have ourselves a chance here, boys. If this is the 15 we're getting, you feel good. If this is the 15 we're getting, you feel good. But to me, the big thing is, where is he at? Okay, where is he at from the injury? Where is he at from health? Where is he at from, I think, a mentality? Because look at this stuff. I mean, watch him, you guys. He's working up the field 5, 10, 15, 20 yards, slight bend. The timing there is impeccable from those two. Like, shoot, is this what we're getting? Because if this is what we're getting in the pass game from 15, you got to go, okay, well, you guys, this is unbelievable from Caleb in 15 here. In the pocket, under duress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hit, shot. You guys, that is as good as it gets. Right out of his break. I mean, you guys. So I think that's the big thing. If you were to say, hey, Tim, we got 4 things, right? Yeah, really, you would say 5, because the first thing you're going to say is, hey, how do these news guys shake out? How are they using them? I'm telling you right now, I cannot wait. Clips are starting to leak out, but I can't wait for a couple of good wide shots. You know what I mean? A couple of good wide shots. Start seeing where we're lining these guys up. Preseason is going to tell us a lot, not in terms of scheme, not in terms of actually how good we are, but it's going to tell us a lot in terms of, all right, where are they lining these boys up, right? Who do we see as the X? Who do we see as the Z? Who do we see as our little hybrid F? We'll start to figure that stuff out. But it's the new players. Then we got Loveland. To me, Loveland, I think he makes a huge step forward. I think a leap forward. And I think we got to be fired up for that. I think who ends up filling the void of DJ's production? Luther Burden, is he the dude that we think he could be? And then what do we get from 15? I think everything else is going to kind of shake out from there. Run game, you got to feel, we'll be good in the run game. I love Ben Johnson in the run game. Obviously you keep 18 upright, you got a chance. So to me, I'm fired up. I can't wait. You guys comment. Let me know what you thought. Are you excited to be back? What do you want to see? What do you want to see a deep dive on before we get into some of these preseason games? And then I just love you guys. I'm so excited to be back. I hope you guys are fired up too. And until next time, peace.